welcome back to my channel. It's so great to have you here. So today I wanted to talk about my Peloton tread experience, my thoughts, the pros, the cons, things like that. I'm also going to insert some clips, throughout this video of just me using the machine and things like that. Also some post-workout thoughts. That way they were a little bit more clear in the moment, but I did write down a list of just things that I wanted to make sure I got through this video to help you guys decide, do you want the tread? Is it worth it to you? Things like that. So I will be kind of looking down every once in a while just to look at my notes, but I have had it now for over 60 days. I was planning on doing a video after 30, but I decided to kind of prolong it a little bit just because I wanted to get a full experience, and I've really been using it a lot for my half marathon training. So I wanted to see kind of like how I really felt and kind of like, is it worth it for the everyday person, everyday runner, short distances, just a training 30-minute type of thing? Or is it also good for people like myself who could be running for hours on end? And so, yeah, I just wanted to get a full experience to be able to share it with you guys. So I've had it for about 60 days. If you haven't seen that video, check it out to see the delivery and things like that. I recorded the guys as they came in and did it. So check out that video if you haven't already. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the pros that I guess that come to mind right away after using it for 60 days. So the first one is having the tread in your house makes it easy for you to want to train, to run, to do things because it's in your house. I've noticed that with it being in one of our spare bedrooms, I'm more likely to, at any point of the day, decide I'm going to go and just walk, or I'm going to go and do a slow jog that might turn into a walk, or I'm going to go and do a stretching video, or they have all these different videos and things like that. But because it's in the house, it really is a lot easier for me, especially, to not make excuses to do it. I had a gym membership and I still have it. I just paused it though for a few months to get the full experience. So having to get ready, drive to the gym, do the workout for an hour, and it was always like an extreme workout every time you went. And then coming back, showering, things like that. It was a good 3 hours of your day, let's be honest, by the time you do all of that stuff. And so with the tread, it's just so much easier to throw on your workout gear in the morning to kind of force you to work out later. So it being in your house is definitely a huge, huge pro. And I know you can get that experience with other treadmills, so that's probably the same across the board, but I definitely would say this one has a lot of extra perks that make you want to do it, such as other classes. So the next one is it's a very quiet machine. I love this aspect of it. Honestly, the only part of the machine you can hear is when you're running and your feet are hitting the machine. The belt doesn't make a whining sound even after 60 days and all of the mileage I've put on it. I've probably already put 100 and something miles onto it, to be quite honest, in the 60 days for my training. And it's still just as quiet. I haven't had any issues, and the belt itself has stayed straight. I haven't had to push the belt left or right like in the olden days. And so I do appreciate that. But yes, it is very, very quiet. That leads me into the next one, though, that there are very loud speakers, which I find as a pro. I don't really run with headphones or anything like that. I still am debating if I'm even going to have music or anything when I run my half marathon. So the speakers, the sound system on the little screen on TV can get so loud. It's fantastic because you can adjust it to just listen to only the instructor, to mostly the music with a little bit of background noise from the instructor, or a mix of half and half where you can get a good combo of the instructor telling you what to do and the music. So you can kind of adjust the volume within those three settings. And I just really like how loud it can get, because there's some days where I'm just walking and it doesn't have to be that loud. And then there's other days where I'm running and I'm tired and I need the energy, especially when you hear a good song, and I'll just pump it up more, and it's very loud. So I do like the speakers on it. Another pro, I would say, are definitely the training programs and classes. They offer so many different things, as you can see through this app video. There is just so much programming available. You can walk, you can hike, you can do a walk run class, you can run, you can do tempo runs, you can do endurance runs, you can do intervals, HIIT, things like that. But then off of the tread, you can do boot camp. So you do some running, some weights, get back on the tread to run, and then some more weights. You can do just regular boot camp stuff on the floor, the yoga, meditation, Pilates. I mean, there's so many options that you really don't need a gym membership, to be quite honest. And I love that aspect, because there's certain days where I plan out my week and then I wake up that day and I'm like, I just don't feel like, you know, spending that much time on the tread or something. I'm just going to do a lifting class, or vice versa, you know, and you just, I don't know. I try and just listen to my body and see what I want to do sometimes. And so it's been really helpful to have all of those different options. So I really like the training program and classes. And I definitely would say the instructors are fantastic. Most of them, I would say, that I have experienced kind of teach you as you go, some more than others, but they'll teach you about like your running and your endurance and explain things as you're in the class. And I know that has helped me a lot with my training. So I do like that aspect of it as well. It's not just you're hopping on the tread and you're just running. So I do appreciate that. Next is the incline of the machine. It can get very steep, and I actually appreciate that. I think I don't know. I've gone up to a 12. I can't remember if it goes up to 13 or 14% increase. But man, when you get it up to like even an 8 and you're not holding on to any of the bars on the center thing, you're just literally walking at an 8%. I mean, it is tough. You get your heart rate up, and it's a great way to still get exercise and work your legs and things like that. So I have really appreciated the incline ability of the machine a lot. So that was another one. I would say that the screen is also easy to navigate when you get on the tread and kind of find what you need. But then also once you get into a class, I really truly believe that it's really easy to move things around, I guess, if that makes sense. So increase, decrease your speeds, high five people. I'm trying to think what else there is. The music, your heart rate monitor information by just clicking the screen. It is easy to access. I think the only thing I struggle with most of the time is the high fives. It's just like you have to hit the little teeny hand that shows up on the screen, and it's hard to do it when you're running. So that's the only downside, I would say. But in general, the screen really is set up very well, and it's easy to use. And you can hide some of the aspects on the screen, which is also fantastic, because sometimes, especially on my longer runs, I don't want to know how much of the program or like the class has gone through. I just don't care, so I can hide that. Or on the bottom part where it shows you kind of your output and your speed and things like that. There's when I just ran a 10 miles the other day on the treadmill, and after it took me under 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I was just at some point just tired of looking at the speed and my output and stuff like that, and I just covered that up. And so it was nice, definitely nice to have those features on the screen. Next, I would say the best part of this treadmill are the rolling handles on the left and the right hand side for your incline and for your speed. It is so easy to just roll the ball inside your hand when you're running or walking than in the olden days where you're reaching at the screen and you're constantly touching the button, especially if you were trying to go from like a 4.0, you know, to like a 6.0 mile per hour run, and you're clicking the button literally like 20 times trying to get to the 6 as fast as possible, and you're trying to catch up too. Having those little rolly controls at your hips pretty much is just so easy and fantastic. You can also click them and it'll jump up a full mile per hour. And so I just found those so much better than touching the screen and things like that. I just love it. I think it's been great. So I would say also a pro is overall through putting on over 100 miles, I would say, on this tread so far in 6 months, or sorry, in 2 months. I have not had any knee problems, which I do have a really bad knee from hockey growing up. And I have not gotten shin splints. Now, keep this in mind, I use it about 5 days a week, whether that's running, walking, you know, but on the tread physically moving without doing any of the other programs, I do it about 5 times a week, 4 to 5. And I haven't had any knee problems or shin splints. So that's great. So I don't know. I don't know how else to like describe it or talk about it, but I think it's a fantastic aspect of it, that it's pretty soft on the body. Okay, so let's go to the cons. One of the biggest cons, and I know a lot of people talk about it, is definitely the price. I think it's around $2,500 if I'm correct. But once you get kind of like the first upgraded package, which I did because they were having a sale, it was free. I think it got up to like 27 something if you don't get it when it's on sale. Yes, it's steep. I get it. It's $2,500. However, I do feel like this 1 year alone, if I keep going at the rate I am, using it 4 to 5 times a week and putting on as much mileage as I am, I honestly believe it's going to be worth my money just in 1 year. And using all the programs. I don't know. I get it. It's steep. It's expensive, but I am starting to believe it's definitely worth it. So if you're not going to use it as much, it might not be worth it. But I think for those avid, you know, workout people, whether you're running, walking, things like that, or just the programming alone, it's worth it. So next, I would say another con. So you can do a separate outdoor course where they're guiding you through certain cities within the entire world of just running, and then they put music on top of it. So those outdoor courses, as I'm calling them, they had pretty crappy music. There was one I did, and it was a 10K, so like 6.2 miles, and it was in Iceland, and I thought like, hey, this is gonna be cool. That will get me motivated for my 6.2 miles. And the music was so bad. I was getting so discouraged. It was slow. It was just like, I don't know. I know everybody has their own preference, but I mean, like, it was like, put me to sleep slow. And the video, I mean, I've been to Iceland in a quick stopover for a plane. But my husband spent a whole week there by himself one day recruiting for soccer. And I can tell you that Iceland, it's very similar no matter where you look. Whether, like, obviously there's gonna be some differences, but everything's always going to look the same. There's like no trees, so it's just like flat or rolly hills and a little bit of greenery. It's usually dark and cloudy. It was boring. I think I made it to the first like 2 or 3 miles, and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. I was just bored out of my mind. I mentally just could not get checked in. So I ended up just stopping it. I went and just did like an actual person program because I just couldn't do it. So that is definitely a downfall, is some of those videos, outdoor courses, the music does suck. I've tried a few, and yeah, they're not the best. The live ones, or like with the instructors, those ones are a lot better. Leaderboard. Okay, so this was a con for me. So other people enjoy it. Some days it is definitely motivating, but overall, I would say it's a con. So why I think it's frustrating to see the leaderboard, and usually why I hide it, is I would be doing like a 30-minute walk, and I look at the leaderboard, and I mean, I'm not going slow. Like, I'm kind of speed walking. I'm going between a 3.5 mile per hour and a 4 mile per hour, where you're like pumping your arms and walking. And I still was like 1,500 in 1,500th place out of like 2,000. And I'm like, how are there 1,500 more people going faster than I am? Like, it's just impossible. And so it's just frustrating sometimes. Even on runs, it's the same thing. Like, I'm like, how fast are these people running? But it can be very deceiving, because there's a lot of people who will do their jogs or runs for walking videos because of the music or the playlist or whatever, and they won't really follow the program that person is doing, the instructor. So I don't know. There's some days where it's great, but other days not so much. So in order to test this out for my video, I did one just like last week where it was a walk, and I decided to just jog the entire time just to see how high up on that leaderboard I could get. So there was about 2,000 people on this walk, and I ended up getting to 295. So that was like the highest on a leaderboard I have ever done. But I literally was running the entire time. So there was still 294 people in front of me who were also sprinting the entire time. So I don't know. The leaderboard is there. For me, it's a con sometimes. I don't think it's a great reflection. But if you are looking at it and you're doing like a hit thing and you want to just beat a few people that you can see like in front of you, it's great. But in general, I don't think it's accurate. So the screen height of the treadmill, that's another thing. So it is, how do I put this? I'm almost 5'8". I'm 5'7.5", almost 5'8". And when I'm running on the treadmill, I just don't like the height of the screen. It is quite low, where I'm looking down a lot at the screen and the instructor. And then like there's sometimes I look up and I'm just trying to like stretch my neck out and stuff like that. It's just not very high up. So for anybody who's taller than me, you're definitely going to be like looking down most of the time. So just be aware of that. I'm going to have to Google and see if there's any way to raise it or lower it. I don't know if the people, when they set it up, that's just what it is. I don't know. But for me, even at like 5'8", it's pretty low, and I'm constantly like looking up to just look straight. I'm definitely most of the time looking like this. So just keep that in mind when you're looking to purchase. I would say lastly, this one definitely got me in the last week or two. And that's why I'm glad I kind of figured some of this stuff out over 6 months. So the water bottle holders. So there are two. They're great. They're quick. They're right in front of you. However, there are these like rubber grippy things. There's 3 of them in the circular cup holder. And certain water bottles, if you put it in, it's like you're fighting to get the bottle out. I would say here's like a perfect example. This one is an okay size where it doesn't get stuck too much, but anything bigger than this, it like just sticks and grabs it. And you're fighting with it as you're jogging, trying to like get your water. It's just very frustrating. So the rubber things in there do move up and down and flip kind of thing as you pull in and out. I feel like those eventually will break and kind of just rub off because they're just bending a lot. But currently it's just kind of frustrating to fight with your water bottle when you're like desperately needing it. For example, I was doing my 10-mile run 2 days ago, and it was just like, it was so frustrating. I ended up stopping at some point and just getting a whole new water bottle because I just couldn't deal with that frustration while running 2 hours and 13 minutes on a treadmill. So that is just a little thing that I just didn't like. But okay, so overall though, I would say I really do like my treadmill. I think it's just easy to access. I like Peloton a lot. I have the bike, but that's still in storage. But I really do just overall like the concept and the classes. Now I will say I'm glad I got it, and not to deter anybody or encourage anybody or anything. This is just me giving you just straight up facts. I have lost about 8 pounds in the last 60 days. So it's like 4 pounds a month. That's almost a pound a week. And that's with me not doing any special like diet or anything like that. That's just strictly me just working out. I still eat burgers, I eat pasta, I eat anything I want. I eat pizza, I eat anything I want. And I still have lost 8 pounds. So health-wise, it's great for me because I know I have needed to shred just some weight, you know. For other people, it might just be purely for exercise. For me, honestly, that's what it is. It's just exercise. I enjoy it. But that has been a positive thing, having it in my house. So, yeah, other than that, again, I think it's just a fantastic thing. And I hope that some of these videos with my post-workout reviews here, I'm going to throw in at the end, will help you guys also kind of think about what you like and don't like about it and if you should purchase it. But if you have any questions about it, please let me know down below. I know there have been on my other video a lot of people asking kind of about the delivery and my experience and things like that. Please just let me know below and I'll do my best to help answer your questions. So I just finished my second run, second day, I guess. If you want to watch my first one, go to my video that when I got it delivered, and it also will show you how they delivered it as well. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm sweating. I did a 30-minute endurance run. I figured that would be good since I'm training for my half marathon. I am sweaty. I'm tired because I haven't worked out for a month because I actually ended up going to Canada quickly to see my family. So I didn't work out at all up there. So I just feel a little bit out of shape. But that's why I really wanted this, especially during the Black Friday sale. Got a discount on it. But it was a good, very good run. I am, as you can see, just tired, sweaty. I hit over 2 miles, 2.15 miles. Obviously I wasn't going very fast. I think my max was like, I think it was like a 12-minute pace. Just because it's endurance. So when I go and do my half marathon, I'm not going to be sprinting for 13.1 miles. So I'm just trying to do medium pace. I think my goal when I am running half marathon is going to be between a 12 and a 13-minute mile. So that's what I'm going to try and keep it at here for these endurance runs. But it was good. The music was good. The program was good. The good thing about this is today I did it with Matt Wilpers, I think his name is. And I really liked how he was talking about form. I don't know how I run, to be quite honest. I've just been running myself, so my form's probably terrible. But he talks about during that endurance run focusing for 2 minutes on the way your legs are working, your hips, things like that. And then the next 3 minutes was your upper body. I feel like I tend to hunch over when I run, especially when I start getting tired. So I think this is good to have like almost a personal trainer while I'm running. So overall, today was a really good experience. The music's great. I don't think I have anything bad to say. The shaking on the screen was a lot less than yesterday, but again, I was running at a more consistent speed. I wasn't going too fast. And yeah, I don't have anything bad today that I can think of. So it was really good. So far, I'm really enjoying it. It really is motivating me to run more than before where I was like running outside and stuff. Yeah, so check it out. I'm probably going to try and do another one tonight. I know it's crazy, but it's a live class. So yeah, so far so good, and I'm excited to keep. Okay, so I just finished my second run of the day. This one though was a live class, so that's why I decided to do it. Yeah, so far the treadmill is still super quiet. I did see a little bit more shaking with the screen just because we were going faster. But music was good, instructor was good. I had Kristen, she's a new instructor that when I was using my bike, she was not there. So I think she's newer in the last few months. So she was great. Yeah, I'm getting used to the knobs on the side, and yeah, it's just tiring. So hopefully this will get my cardio into shape, but people on the leaderboard, holy, they must be like marathoners or something, because it is like impossible to keep up with some of these people. There were like 309 people that ran this live, and I was 109. And I mean, I was going pretty good. So I don't know, so far so good. Okay, so today I decided to do an active recovery. So I'm just walking. I decided to do a 5K and one of their scenic routes. Haven't done that yet. I like how over here shows you the distance that you have and that you've gone. Obviously your speed and everything like that. I have hopped off the treadmill just to video this. One thing I have learned today though, after being on here for 3 days, is the shortcuts, and here's where you can actually adjust the number of your pace for like a quick reference, and same with the hills. So for example, if I roll my knob up now, those pop up now. So I can do a quick boost up and it'll do it. Where before they had the pre-systemized ones, and those were only like at
I don't know, 2.5, 4, and 6 maybe. But yeah, so I guess you can tell that I am not working out, but so far so good. Another successful day. So today I did a 5K, 3.1 miles. I did it for training for my marathon, half marathon. So here's a few things I noticed today. This was a at your own pace scenic run, just like my walk was yesterday. This one is in California. So today I noticed that the screen and picture is super clear. Along with that though, they were replaying the image. I think I saw it go through, I think this is my 3rd time now. So I guess they're averaging about 1.25 miles to 1.5 miles before they replay it. Yeah, and then I noticed the music this time. This was really, really good. There was no repeat music, so that was nice. They had some higher tempo stuff towards the end, which was nice as well. And it had everything from Cher all the way up to like Flow Rida. So it was a good variety. I wore my heart rate monitor today, which is right there. I really enjoyed that because I wouldn't have to look at my watch when I run. And it helped me try and stay in my zone. I was trying to stay out of the red zone today. I did hit that a little bit, but it's a good breakdown. I am very familiar with how heart rate monitors work. So this is a great addition that came with the package. Yeah, other than that, if you do jump off the treadmill, here, let me get off. I think after like 10 seconds, it'll like give you a warning that there's nobody on it, and it'll shut down within a minute after that. Yeah, and then also today I noticed that my distance, which is down here, in accordance to my watch, was a little bit more on par today than it was yesterday during my walk. I think right now it's only off by like 0.1 miles, so that's pretty good for somebody like me who's doing distance. So yeah, today was another good run. These scenic ones are great. I do feel like when you slow down your speed, like right now I'm at the lowest setting, which is 1, the picture does go slower. However, if you're sprinting, I wouldn't say it increases like that much, but it does increase. So yeah, so another good run today, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow. I'm gonna have to foam roll my legs and things like that, but so far I am enjoying it, and both the classes and these individual runs as well. So I just finished my longest run so far. I did an hour with Marcel, and this was just endurance, pure endurance. So I wasn't really following what she had planned. There was like a lot of hills, which I did notice when you increase your hill height, the screen shakes a lot more. So keep that in mind. When it's flat, it doesn't shake at all, but as soon as you start going up, it definitely wobbles more, just because of stability. But I ended up getting a star. I had my best output at 643. I ran 4.32 miles, which again, I'm not trying to kill myself. My heart rate monitor was up there for towards like the last 15-20 minutes of the class, so I had to like pull it back a little bit because I'm really trying to train my breathing a little bit. But overall, the conversation was great, a whole hour. She did like some questions, would you do this or that? So that was fun. It kind of kept you engaged for the hour, instead of just running on your own, you know? It felt like somebody was there with you. So yeah, another great run. Other than the shaking on the screen for the hills, that's what I noticed most today. But yeah, I'll check back in with you guys later.
Thanks for coming and checking in today with the Peloton review. If you have any questions, post them below, and there's also some referral links there as well. I think there is $100 off a Peloton purchase of, I don't know if it's just the bike or the tread, but check out that referral link. Just click on the link, it'll take you there, and I think you'll get $100 off or something like that. So check that out below, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.